to you, some of them come to act as muscle / personal security with you.
All right, so the thing is here, a lot of the people that came on that particular day, I didn't know. Well, obviously, I know the head people.
Well, let's talk about head people.
I don't want to talk about individuals.
But okay, I'm talking about head people.
No, can I say something? The reason being is because I want to talk more about your kind of position as to why you're so anti-UK, and I don't want to condemn you for that. I'd rather understand you, because one of the things that when I spoke to you, you're probably you're Irish Republican, and one of the things is that you're one of those kind of rare breeds that is against Michael Collins, against Jerry Adams and Martin McGuinness. So you don't really agree with any of the kind of agreements that they come up with, which is quite a strong viewpoint for because I haven't really met many Irish people that think like you. They either agree with the peace agreement or they're not 100% with it, but you're totally condemned the peace agreement.
Well, I don't acknowledge it as a peace agreement.
All right.
I have no time.
Do you think it's a? Do you say it's a betrayal?
Surrender agreement. Yeah, surrender agreement.
All right. So you're probably in the same situation because we've got more in common. That I do see the partition of India and the way my place called the Punjab was split in half, and then half of it's now in Pakistan, half of it's over there, and 1 million people have to cross back and forth, and I mean millions of people. A lot of people died in that particular process. So for me, you know, when I speak to an Irish person, I understand, you know, there's so many atrocities that have happened to the Irish throughout the centuries. But the only thing I kind of find kind of difficult to understand is your such a hardline stance about any kind of peace process.
No, I'm not opposed to peace. I'm opposed to agreements under the guise of peace.
Yeah. So what is your issue with the agreement that's
ultimately, the decision people in the north of Ireland were given was vote for war or vote for peace. Right. That's not a fair vote. That's not fair. You're literally putting a gun to someone's head and saying, if you don't vote for this, you're going to have the might of the British Army come in and wage war on you on an even bigger scale than before, potentially. So,
but what do you do with the people that are in Northern Ireland?
Your average person is going to obviously go with that.
All right. So So you have a situation where you have people in Northern Ireland that you probably don't consider Irish. They're probably from the UK, from Scotland, from Wales.
They certainly would and can be Irish.
All right. Cool.
They happen to identify as British. Yeah. Their position in Ireland.
Can they be British and Irish?
No, because their position is reliant on a foreign power that's usurping Irish sovereignty. So if you are going into another nation, occupying land, that land's occupied, and you are reliant on a foreign power to sustain your position there, then that is a problem.
Yeah,
wherever it is.
I agree with you that the situation in, say, like Israel and Palestine is a terrible situation, because the actual the way Israel was kind of brought into place was done on a very faulty premise. I can agree with that, but it's there now. It's a similar situation with Northern Ireland, and the Sikhs have a similar situation with Punjab, where we want a separate state from India. But I've got to the point, like I think a lot of people like have got to, is that you know you get to a point, I think, say with Jerry Adams and probably Martin McGuinness and that they start to realise that there's only so much you can do through fighting, and ultimately the only people that are going to lose are going to be the people that are dead.
Well, ultimately, Roger, comes down to what's right and wrong.
Yeah, I mean, but in reality, what's right and wrong doesn't necessarily always come to fruition.
But as a principle stand,
as a principle stand, should there be united Ireland with no Britain in it? Definitely. But I
understand you're coming from realism.
Yeah. So the same with. So let me give you. So just so you understand how much I do empathise with you. In India, we have the Punjab. Punjab was split in half by the British. They just literally cut it in half, not thinking about, we got religious sites over there, Sikhs over there, Hindus over there, so millions of people died in the process. On top of that, when we got Punjab, it was then cut again in 3 pieces, and India, because I don't support India the same way you don't support the UK, and they persecuted the Sikhs for the last 30, 40 years. But even though I'm pro having a separate homeland, I've got to the point that I know it's not going to happen, because they would rather let Punjab burn than to let it go. And the same situation with like Northern Ireland, they can't let it go.
Well, potentially in the future, I think it is a reality. I don't think it's impossible. I don't know enough about Holland.
Without bloodshed?
Well, that would be for the British, right? I mean, ultimately, all of the bloodshed in Ireland, that's for the British. there will be no bloodshed.
Yes, there is that.
But I mean, in order for something like that to come about,
well,
there would have to be some sort of kind of like, let's say, militaristic kind of.
That's national liberation.
Yeah.
You know, there is sadly likely going to be bloodshed when it's national liberation. Yeah. But again, it's what's right and wrong. And the right is the Irish are right. Their country is occupied. The occupier is wrong. You know, and that's the point. So. Again, I understand your realism. Yeah. I think what you vision as a united Ireland is a reality. What I vision as an island is probably not going to happen because I have a different political system over there. But in the idea of a reunified Island, I think that is quite likely in the future.
Do you not think they've got to a good point now where you've got open borders? And
I think ultimately, in people's hearts, in Ireland generally, not just Irish Republicans, but across political persuasions, people want to see a country be reunified. And I think that is going to happen. As for the loyalist Ulster population, I mean, discussions have happened in the past. Discussions can happen in the future. Nothing is set in stone. I mean,
I'm going to ask you quite a controversial.
I think they will be realistic themselves.
All right, so a bit of I'm not trying to entrap you or anything. So I'm saying that first hand. I'm not trying to entrap you. But one of the things I find, one of the things I find kind of problematic is that. Like, I understand during Northern Ireland's kind of a civil unrest and the freedoms that the Irish people are trying to get prior to the Michael Collins area and places like that. I support that particular IRA that of the past that was trying to get liberation for Ireland.
Why did you support that one? Not
because I feel that they achieved what they achieved as much as they could with what they had. And then it comes to a point that you got Ireland, you freed most of Ireland, and there was a little enclave where there were still people that were pro-British that were living there. I don't agree with the IRA that come out after that was then going around bombing and.
Well, what do you think the IRA of 1916 to 22, as you see it, did?
Well, from my understanding, I mean, Michael Collins was the head of that. He got assassinated, from my understanding. But he did achieve. Maybe to you,
I'm saying, do you not think the actions of the IRA from 1916 onwards were violent?
But so can I just say that I'm not a pacifist?
I know, but I'm saying the violence of the IRA, as you see it in 1916 or 1921 or 22 or the 1930s even, they were violent the same way the IRA.
Well, the thing is, at that particular time, from my understanding, sorry if I got this wrong, but the UK had complete sovereignty over Ireland.
Britain,
yeah. So Britain was in complete control of the whole of Ireland. Yeah. There was no sovereignty. There was no such thing as an independent island. And so I believe that Michael Collins, I'm not going to say you're going to agree with that, but he achieved as much as he could by creating a united Ireland.
No, Raj, because the state that Michael Collins brought to fruition was not the Irish Republic.
Just before we go, Michael Collins was actually I call him a freedom fighter of the Irish Republican Army prior to 1922. So he was executed for some Irish people feel like he betrayed the cause.
Well, he did. Ultimately, if we look at the facts, Michael Collins pledged allegiance to the King of England.
Did he?
He pledged allegiance to the British Empire. Now, that is an act of treachery.
But did he attain a sovereign island?
No, it wasn't sovereign. That was the state he attained was known as the Irish Free State, which was a state within the British Empire.
So what is the difference from the island that we have now then to the island that was originally?
Well,
what is the island that we have now compared to the island that he created?
I would say it's the same island. I would say it's a continuation of the Free State.
Come on, no, I got you.
So you still think that they're pledging allegiance, Ireland in itself still pledging allegiance to...
It's a British
already switched on me today.
What you see is Ireland, the 26 counties.
Over there.
That was created by Britain. Both Parliament buildings in those countries, north and south, are products of the British Empire.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying that the same way in India we have buildings that are parliamentary buildings and even structures put in place that are still remnants from the British. It doesn't mean that you can't use those structures if they work.
They're not remains. They are ultimately controlled by the British, financed by the British, and dominated by the British.
That's different.
So it's not
so how can you prove that though? Because I mean,
well, if we start with Stormont is funded by Westminster. It's no secret.
Stormont's in Northern Ireland though.
In Northern Ireland, it's funded by Westminster.
Yeah, but that's Northern Ireland. I'm talking about the Irish Republic.
In the Free State, Leinster House was created by a British Act of Parliament. It's also known as the dawn.
After independence or
After what you would see as independence, yeah.
1921.
After the creation of the Irish Free State.